We're now in the Trinity Chapel, the first part of the cathedral to be completed after it was begun in 1220. The window that we're looking at is known as the Prisoners of Conscience window, which was unveiled in May 1980 by the violinist Yehudi Menuhin. It had been designed by a Frenchman, Gabriel Loire, and was the brainchild of the dean at the time, Canon Sidney Evans. Canon Evans felt the cathedral needed more colour, but he also wanted people to be aware of the fact that throughout the world there are numerous men and women wrongly imprisoned for their political or religious beliefs. Every month the cathedral prays for one particular prisoner, and this month they're thinking of Elner Ilyashev, who's been imprisoned in Kazakhstan because he was very outspoken of the government's reaction to the COVID-19 crisis. The main colour of the window, as you can see, is blue, which traditionally is the colour for the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the cathedral is in fact dedicated to Mary. The window itself is divided into 5 sections, or lancets as they're called. In the centre lancet, Jesus is shown on the cross. You can probably see the blood dripping from his hands, which is being collected in green and gold chalices. You can't actually see his face because his head is bowed, but radiating from his head is that light blue triangle of light which reaches out and touches the faces of the various prisoners depicted throughout the window. At the foot of the cross kneels his mother Mary. In the lancet to the left of the centre one, near to the top, you can see Jesus in his red robe on trial before Pilate. If you look very carefully, just below Jesus, you can see a very small area of light blue glass, which represents the bowl of water being held by a young boy in which Pilate washes his hands. In the Gospels, Pilate said he was innocent of the blood of Jesus, whom he just sentenced to death. Just below Pilate and Jesus, you can see a cockerel. Those Americans amongst you would probably call it a rooster. But looking at the cockerel is Simon Peter. And this reminds us that in the Gospels, Jesus said to Peter, "Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. In the lancet to the right of the centre one, Jesus is again shown in his red robes, but here he's wearing a crown of thorns, and he's being mocked by the soldiers. Throughout the window, you can see the various faces of the men and women who represent the prisoners who've been imprisoned because of their beliefs. Some are shown behind barbed wire, some are shown behind iron bars. In the lancet right at the top on the right, you can see the symbol of the anchor of hope, which was a very early Christian symbol. And just to the left at the bottom of the window, the candle that's burning is the Amnesty International candle. And Amnesty International, of course, worked tirelessly for the release of prisoners throughout the world.